All right, LT, you can play your song, but you have like 5 seconds.
It's gonna take 30.
No, it's
Well,
not.
get it together, bro. Get it together.
We're recording, bro. I'm gonna cut
No one's
this.
giving
I'm gonna
you
cut
30
all this out.
minutes.
You better hurry.
Yeah,
Okay,
hurry.
I'll play.
Now, go.
That was a smirk. That's not a smile. A smirk is different. They both start with S, but they're not.
Wipe that smirk off your face!
Seems like you're so clever.
Okay, welcome
The
everyone.
end.
Welcome everyone to the third episode of Smirk Not Work, where we talk about all the nerd stuff that you like to listen to. I'm Caleb.
Trace.
With us, we have LT straight out of NYC.
That's right.
We got Rain out of Tennessee, which he's very not proud of.
Hyun.
And we have Taylor, a.k.a. Deej, from Canada.
Yeah, bringing that maple flavor.
Maple flavor, man.
We need some maple flavor after that.
That's my favorite kind, actually.
I could go for some pancakes right now. Like, that sounds pretty good. Throw some maple, some Canadian maple syrup on there.
Yeah. Do you know there was one time a $1 million maple syrup robbery in Canada?
No.
Yeah, a maple syrup heist.
No.
They called it a heist.
Maple syrup heist.
Like, they had to use the wording of heist.
Oh, yeah. When you're talking about $1 million in maple syrup, it's a heist.
Dude, only in Canada, man. That's awesome.
Only in Canada.
Super funny.
We do it to ourselves. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, I read a stat about Canada yesterday. There's something like you guys have more Tim Hortons than America has like McDonald's, Starbucks, and something else combined.
What? That can't be true.
I kind of believe that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. In my hometown, there was one spot where I could literally stand in one on the street and see 4 Tim Hortons. Like,
oh my god!
What? That's
That
incredible.
was the stat for check cashing places, was it not?
So what you could do is just go into the first Tim Hortons, and if they got your order wrong, you could just go to the next one because it'd be on your way. They could fix it for you.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's crazy.
Hey guys, I just
jump
want to
right
say
in,
that I was really happy to see an actual song that featured the word smirk, and I jumped on it. To disastrous consequences. So let us never speak of the introduction again, and I'll pick a different song out of YouTube for the close. Thanks.
Well, we're gonna throw an overlay over that audio, make it better quality because I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I keep thinking about it, like it might work. So don't beat yourself up over it.
Well, granted, this is the first time I'm playing it through like computer speakers, and I was trying to mess with the sound and turn it up so it was a little staticky at times, and I'm done with excuses. Moving on.
Moving on is right. All right. Well, this is kind of a big week for everything nerd related, games, movies. So, first of all, what have you guys been playing? What have you guys been reading? What's going on?
Well, you might see that the second episode is not up on YouTube because I'm slightly addicted to Halo, and I haven't put as much time into editing and putting in video overlays for the last podcast.
Aside from that, what have you been doing?
Aside from that, more Halo? I don't know. Working Halo.
The next update got delayed a little bit, actually, for Halo.
Until when?
Why?
I think an extra 2 weeks. They got pushed back.
Oh, what am I gonna do? To when though? Like,
yeah.
do you know?
It's not a huge one though. It's like
each update is huge. Don't deny it.
No,
it's a huge part of life.
No, I've been really digging Griffball. Like, I've played more Griffball than I care to count. Not this week though, because the division came out, which we'll get to. But
you know, my opinion on Griffball was tarnished when I was kicked from a game with you fellow smirks because I accidentally betrayed someone. A bunch of crap. The freaking game mode is gravity hammers and swords. How are you not gonna betray people?
That's the thing, man. Like, I think I was playing with Deej and like I got kicked. I'm like, are you serious? Like, we're throwing hammers around, man. Like, we're throwing like explosions and there's like swords involved. Like, how? Like, why? First of all, why would you betray someone? There's 4 people on your team. You know, like on purpose. Like, it doesn't make sense. And second of all, why would you ban them from the match?
Yeah. I was like, what the heck do you expect to happen?
Right.
But you know,
I will
who
say,
am I?
I will say that I've played more Halo knowing that Warzone Firefight is coming out because I want more rec packs, so we'll be able to
The
like
hype
hit it
is
up
real.
on Firefight. Yeah, no, the
That's
hype.
all I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah, no,
Do you
I'm
think there's
super excited.
a pro scene for Warzone Firefight? Do you think that'll happen?
Pro scene? No, because there's barely a pro scene for regular Halo, like HCS.
Isn't that crazy? Gosh,
Yeah.
Halo used to be the stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's I don't know. It's just died out.
Well, and
I wouldn't say it
it's
died out, but it's certainly a
Well,
lot lower than
you
it
know what I
was.
mean in
Yeah, I know what
comparison
you
to
mean.
other stuff.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
doesn't hold the esport spotlight that it once did. That's for sure.
Even though I
Yeah.
think it deserves to be, because I mean, it's such a tightly balanced game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it certainly deserves.
Yeah.
I think the pro scene should take a hold of it. But
Well, and especially Guardians, I think they did a really good job of making it a competitive shooter.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, man, like, oh my gosh, I'd much rather watch Rainbow Six be played than Halo 5.
Yeah.
That's for darn
Absolutely.
sure.
Do they have a pro scene going for that at all?
Yeah, actually, Deej and I, we were part of a tournament a couple of times.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
you were part of a tournament. So yeah, that's cool.
We didn't make it very far, but
No.
That's irrelevant. That's
We either did really well or we just got boot stomped by the team. There was no middle ground.
I
Yeah.
feel like most of my matches are like that to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
golly, you're either getting stomped or you're doing the stomping.
Yeah. Well, like the first one I did, we won. Like our first game was 6-5, which if you know Rainbow Six is like the last straw. Like that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
And it was a hard fought victory. And then the next team went on to like win the tournament. So it was
Wow.
it was a pretty big difficulty spike there.
Yeah.
I know if you guys are not expecting to be the top ranked in the world in Warzone Firefight, then you should not be a Smirk. I'm calling it right now.
You know what I would
We
love?
will overcome.
What I would love to is like get the four of us in and get some leaderboards going. Like get up there on the leaderboards and show them who's boss.
There
Yeah.
will be a smile at the end of the
Smirks.
day.
There
Would
was
No
be a
weak ass
smile.
Smirk.
A lasky smile.
Gosh.
Oh, please tell me when I can interject for the topic of the day. Just give me the cue whenever you're ready, because it leads right into stuff like this.
Well, what's your topic? I don't even know. I don't know the segue. I don't know how to segue.
Are you ready for that? I was
Sure.
just talking about my Halo, but you're talking about other things that you guys are doing with gaming?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
we'll
can keep
finish this
going.
up. Yeah, we'll finish up
Oh.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've been selling my soul to Valve and Counter Strike lately, so
There you go. That's the rain I know and love.
the most soul sucking game I've ever played, and I've got almost 200 hours in it, which is small fry compared to most players. It's
200 hours.
dude.
Yeah, no, it's. I think
That
I have
game-
like
I've been under a
250 in
shower that
Rainbow
long.
Six right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've created a gambling addiction with getting skins in that game. It's just it's a money pit. It's terrible. Golly.
Well, I can guess what Deej has been up to because I've been playing the same game with you for the last week.
Yeah.
Like literally in the same group. So, I mean, no surprises
Living
there.
and breathing in post-apocalyptic New York after a virus outbreak.
Tom Clancy's the Diablo.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Apparently everybody got sick and just took every bit of garbage they had and threw it out their windows. First rule in the apocalypse: just throw everything you have straight out the window
and open up all of the car doors.
Yeah, it might have the flu on it.
Don't
forget to bring a dog with you in case of emergency meat.
I've been really enjoying it. It's what I wanted Destiny to be, and kind of that loot grinding. I don't mind the loop so far, but I just kind of reached the sort of end game content, and so we'll see how long that lasts. That's for sure.
Yeah. So within a week, you and I hit level 30, but not only did we hit level 30, we are beyond like fresh 30. Like we're starting to get like I almost have all exotic gear at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean that game. What I want to get your opinion on just the grand total. What were you expecting out of it versus what you got out of it? I know you touched on it, but
I think this is what I was expecting. I don't think I was completely sort of blown away with the amount of content. I'm a little disappointed how kind of it can be a little bit just go here, defend here, shoot these guys, and then move on. So there's a bit of that, that's for sure. But there's like one mission where there's like a countdown timer, which adds kind of like a really tense element once you start ramping up the challenge modes and the difficulty that they have.
Yeah, it's like hard mode is what it sounds like. It's hard, but once you're at the point we're at with endgame content, you hit challenge mode, which is pure insanity. Like it is. It is you like last night, for instance.
Four people max gear have to be doing it, and like you are just being beat up from every angle. Basically.
It is equivalent. It is equivalent to throwing your head against a brick wall for 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound like fun.
Last night we started at 9. We started the Warren Gate power plant, like the hardest one. And I had to go to work at like 1 in the morning, and I couldn't finish it. Like it took us that long. It was crazy because like in that game, the shotguns for the AI have so much distance and have so much damage. Where if they get within 10 feet of you, you're just dead. Like there's no
that's crazy.
There's no question about it. But as far as the game in total, like I'm really digging it. But I said on release night that I would have fun with this game, but I'm going back to Rainbow. Like, I'm going to have fun with this for 50 plus hours. You know, I'll probably reach the end game and I'll hit the updates as they come out. But like, I'm going back to my regulars because I don't think there's enough end game currently and that's how I like to judge games is right now I bought the game. What is out right now that I can do? There's not enough end game content to warrant like playing more than 75 hours, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, because there's nothing to do. I mean, there's the challenge missions, but like without incursions, which I understand comes out in April, you know, without that, it's kind of like, well, you're just kind of waiting on it. That's the only reason I keep playing is because I know incursions are coming out, you know. Because I have really, really high-end gear. I mean, that's not I've reached that point. But I didn't buy the season pass because I don't really believe in season passes. But you know, it's I'm curious to see, and I've said this a couple of times, but in a month I want to see who's still playing the division and who's moved on. You know, without the updates and stuff, like what incursions will add and whatnot. But
what are the incursions? Are those going to be like raid style content or?
Supposedly, yeah.
They're supposed to be like 8-player raid-esque missions that are added to the map.
Right on.
But I mean, the game in total, like, it's a fun shooter. Like, it's a really good cover shooter. It's exactly what I said. It is basically Diablo. It's a loot grind. You know, if you like hunting down loot, it does exactly that.
Right.
So, I mean,
well, now I like the dark zone elements where you have this it's sort of PvP and E. You know what I mean? Like there's this sort of nebulous area where things can just happen. Like you can get robbed basically of your loot that you've grinded for.
Well, I saw a random post on Reddit that showed some dude like under a car, and the title was, someone needed help real bad or something. Did he end up just shooting the dude?
That.
Like, can you just stay under a car and not get help for a while? What's going on there?
No, that was a revive glitch. Someone died and fell underneath a car. Couldn't revive them.
Oh shit! No, so he did help him.
There are definitely glitches in this game. Like, there's no doubt about it. But not enough to warrant like freaking out and not buying the game. It's mostly just like funny stuff. It's like I was playing with DJ and like my gun wouldn't show up, and I was constantly crouched, but I would still move around. Like I would slide around the ground, without like moving my legs. But to shoot bullets, my guy would like tap his wrist really, really fast. So like he recorded a clip, and it was just me sliding around, shooting my wrist like really, really fast,
just skating around, tapping his wrist at enemies, like tisk tisk.
I mean, that's to me it looked incredible.
But
Yeah.
but I do like the appearance stuff in that game. There's a lot to collect there if you like appearance in third-person shooters, which I really do.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty there. We've become the purple squad. We'll just find a bunch of purple gear and run around the dark zone looking at players like dressed in all royal purple. Like, it's great though. It's a good game. I would definitely if I went back in time and I had to make a choice to buy it or just skip it, I would definitely buy it again. I mean, it's a good amount of fun.
Yep.
For sure.
Well,
Yeah,
I like that positive review from you guys. So when you're asking the question who's going to be playing in the month, that will be me after I pick it up for half price.
And I never really played it solo because I've always had like a group on, but I'm curious to see if people who are solo playing this game solo, like if they're enjoying it, because there's a huge social aspect to this game.
I have a bed. I paid a little bit solo, and I still find it enjoyable. The amount of enemies still scales down, so it's I was still capable of doing a hard mission by myself without too much difficulty. So it's.
Is there some innuendo going on here? Am I picking something up in the ether?
In the ether.
Hard missions, bed, solo, chewy. I get it.
Last week you told us to get our head out of the gutter. I had no idea that was going on.
Yeah.
So
Get your head out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah.
Too much smack gets me all wired.
Did you say eat it? Take that.
Somebody has something to talk to their therapist about.
Yeah. But yeah, out of the 2 Clancy games this year, or not this year, that have come off of the new consoles, and the third one coming with Ghost Recon, I think if Ghost Recon looks like what it is, the Division will probably be my third favorite.
Yeah.
Because Ghost, I mean, I wasn't exactly super hyped for Division, but and I'm having fun with it and whatnot, but like it just seems like a something I'll probably stop playing in a couple of weeks unless the update comes out.
There's the HD version of Rainbow Six Vegas coming out. Are they redoing it or remaking it or anything?
They didn't redo it. They released it for backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
But that's
both
it.
1 and 2. Vegas 1
There's
and 2.
no anniversary edition. Super
I wish.
HD.
If they did that,
Darn.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Rainbow Six Vegas in 4K.
Games.
Oh yeah, I recently played Terrorist on Vegas 2 a bunch. It still holds up, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go into our topic for this week, LT. What you got for us, man?
Oh, it's the bestest. First of all, when you go see a movie, you got to get to know the characters before anything real happens. And if you don't get the characters, then it's a piece of shit, and there's no good story. You don't fall in love with it. Now, we were talking about comic books for a little bit there in the beginning. I know I haven't been keeping up to date, so I do know in the beginning the origin isn't really there. There might be like issue 6, the origin of the comic you've been reading for 5 issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I figure if we're gonna make number 1 in Warzone Firefight, people are gonna say, "Hey, these guys know each other. What's their background? What's their story?" And I feel like that should be episode 3 of Smirk Network, where we get to know each other a little more in terms of how we all got this going. Why the hell are they talking about smirking in the first place? Why is a guy from Canada talking to a dude from Tennessee? What are all these interrelations and how it came about, and what the future entails, perhaps?
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll start. Master Chief Collection, really. I mean, that's when it started for for Rain and LT and I. So
Yeah.
I just met matchmaking, and then
Back in the day.
yeah, back in the day with Master Chief Collection.
Back when? Oh, way back
Way
when.
back when. But then I met Deej on Rainbow Six, and it's just all Xbox Live. I mean, we're doing this on Skype right now. We're definitely not in the same room. I mean, I'm in my basement, but so
One day.
yeah, not until Comic-Con. But
One day we will be in the same room, or my name isn't Herbert J. Wilson.
Good thing your name's not Herbert J. Wilson.
Definitely not your name. I mean,
huh?
Actually, we don't even know LT's name. It
Huh?
could be.
You just said it like twice.
We've been
Huh?
duped.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it, dude.
I never know what to
Herbert.
believe with him.
But in terms of like why we call it smirknotwork, I honestly don't really know. So
But there is an origin to the smirk.
You have to get to the origin. I know you know it in your heart of hearts.
Well,
Your heart of-
the smirking comes from playing through Halo 4
There
and
you
realizing that Lasky smirks like every cutscene he's in, like just
And still in Halo 5.
And
He
still
does in
in-
Halo 5 too.
If you go back and you play through Halo 4, you look at video, dude, he smirks all the time. And I think it was just like super late that we were playing through Halo 4 or something.
Yeah.
But we thought it was the funniest thing ever because like we would just not stop laughing. I don't know where the not working part comes into it. I guess it's just playing video games and not working. But
Isn't that the ideal world? It's like you could do positive things and fun things and not have to go do some monotonous shit. Everyone wants that creativity and that freedom. So,
But I was
have a
telling
little taste of it.
I was telling my friend at work
That's
about
the retirement dream.
this, and he's
Freedom
like,
35.
and he's like, why do you call it smirk now work? Like, can't you do both at the same time? And I'm like, that's a good point. Like,
But why would you?
maybe we should find a more apt.
No,
title.
this is perfect. Nate. You
I
just have to get into why we had to
Yeah.
put it into the title.
People just have to make it to
Let's see.
episode 3 of the podcast.
Because that's how we roll.
Understanding.
In the
So if they
very-
drop out after the first 2, we're done for.
I'm sure they've already dropped off. I think we're just talking to ourselves.
That's why Warzone Firefight is so important, gentlemen.
Just
Now listen,
echo chamber.
from
Oh
the
my
very
God.
first time that dude smirked to the very last scene in Halo 4 and continuing on to Halo 5, every time he comes around, it happens and we have to laugh at it. Because it's just this pompousness when he's standing next to the warrior of warriors. It's like, what is wrong with you, guy? You're some punk kid.
Maybe he's got a boy crush on him.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
get-
didn't he get saved by him in the Forward Until Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like
So-
he was still
Oh
in
my God.
training.
Yeah.
Yeah, Master Chief
Yeah.
rolled up, and for some
Yeah.
reason his voice was different.
Yeah. Boy crush. Well,
It'll work.
Last
Changes
beat,
of life.
punk.
No, yeah,
Doesn't
because in Halo 4, when you're in the forest mission and you find Lasky, he's like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again," but they like never talk about it again. It's like, dude, I saved your life. What do you mean, nice to see you again?
Nice
Like,
to
nice to save you again. Like that's the second time he's been saved by Chief.
Yeah. You owe me a life debt.
You're talking about
Dude,
this
You're
guy
my
has a
Chewie
crush
now.
on-
yeah, dude, he is Master Chief's Chewbacca. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't like that comparison.
I hate it. How dare you? This
Well-
smirking
Oh,
prick
God.
put next to Chewie. Fuck that. I'm not standing for that.
Oh, was that for an origin story? Was that not confusing?
Smirk's origins?
That was, and we should retell it several times over,
Yeah.
changing
Not-
minor
no.
details.
No. I
No,
think
I
we just gotta escalate. We gotta delve
Changing
deeper.
minor
I say we
details.
change major details.
Oh my God.
We'll make it
Yeah.
really, really different.
We're not even from Earth.
We
We're from
started
an
as a
alien
detective agency.
Yeah.
planet. Oh, yeah.
We all work in a coal mine, and we moved on.
And I'm a wizard.
And he's a wizard, like an actual.
Actual.
Hey, did you guys see the Civil War trailer?
No.
Yeah.
Your man crush, Spider-Man, there finally reviewed.
Dude,
That's what kind of ticked me off. I mean, I was looking forward to it, right? I was excited. And then right when
Here we go.
Right before I clicked the trailer, I see the freaking thumbnail of the surprise of the trailer before I clicked it.
Yeah.
Official trailer. Here's Spider-Man with the Captain America show. Oh wait, but is that like a drawing? Like someone saying, "I have it first. Look at my video." No, the official fucking link had the surprise of the trailer in the thumbnail in the preview.
That's
How that makes any sense to me? Well, it doesn't.
But
So I can't finish that.
I understand you're pissed because you always are. But
No, that's not true. Don't ever fucking say that.
I don't believe him.
Oh my gosh. But the suit. What do you guys think of the suit? The new Spider-Man suit.
It's a super suit.
What do you think about the
Yeah,
eyes? I mean,
it looks like the CGI is not finished.
It's
yeah,
like Green
usually they're not.
Lantern-y, is it not?
Yeah,
No, it's definitely like in these trailers, like in the Iron Man trailer, the very first one, CGI looked wonky. You can go back and look at it. The final
oh,
movie looks way better.
yeah.
I'm not
As
gonna say that about Green Lantern because everyone understands that mess.
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie, I haven't seen the trailer yet.
well, you
Oh.
understand the most important part, the fact that Spider-Man's in and they showed him.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that they showed him off in the trailer. I thought they were going to keep him for the movie. I didn't think he'd have a big enough part in this movie to warrant him appearing in a trailer. You know, so he must have a bigger role in the movie if
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to show him off.
Yeah,
I don't like them
definitely.
going this
I'm
direction.
gonna have
Well,
it in the
in
background
the
while you guys
original
keep
story,
talking.
he had a huge part in the story arc, right? So
Yeah, he did, but like it's weird because this Civil War is very, very different because
yeah,
in the comic version, Spider-Man had been around for a really long time, and the reveal of his identity to the public was a huge thing. And then he kind of switched sides, and you know, in the movie universe, Spider-Man is apparently like new to the scene. So like,
yeah, he's like
why,
a high school kid.
he's
Yeah,
like he's like a high school kid. So like, why would anybody care if he revealed his identity? That wouldn't be as monumental as it was in the comic books. But then like also in the comics, he switches sides. So are they gonna like keep that same plot point, or are they gonna mess with it, or is he gonna remain neutral? Like it's. I mean, we'll know when the movie comes out, obviously, but like it's kind of fun to speculate.
But in the trailer, is Spider-Man and Ant-Man on the same team?
Well, he stole Cap's shield, and then he kind of sat there, right? And that was like the end of the
yeah,
trailer.
yeah. He was called in by Iron Man, so
So he's not on the same team as Ant-Man.
no.
I would imagine that he would like switch sides, like in the
I
comics.
think they'll switch sides so that he's on the same team with Ant-Man.
Also, at the end of Civil War, like not in Civil War, but like after, like the aftermath of Civil War, Cap dies. So they're going to keep that too.
Don't they end
I
up
doubt
at the end of
that.
Civil War like in some freaking space thing? Like they go through a portal to fight and all this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's when they link up with like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it gets wacky.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a comic book, so.
Well, it's interesting to see where they're
No,
going
it's
to go
not.
with
It's
the
real.
Infinity Wars, right? Because
Yeah.
we have to think that this is going to be a setup for that eventually, right? Like,
Oh, definitely. And what my thinking is, this is my theory, a major hero was going to die in this, like he's going to die. But in Infinity War, once Thanos gets a hold of the gauntlet, he's going to use one of the stones to, resurrect him, bring him on his side, and then they're going to have to fight that hero and turn him on Thanos.
Yeah, dude.
To keep it
go
with
ahead.
the Civil War story, someone's dying.
I think it's gonna be Cap, and then
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make Bucky the new Captain America.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
It's,
You heard it here first. Smirk Network.
Heard it here first.
Cap's dying. Bucky's
We called it.
Cap's dying. Bucky's going to become Spider-Man. Peter Parker becomes Captain America. You heard it here first.
GG. Game over.
everybody eats cake.
GG, Marvel. Everyone eats cake. So no one's read anything this week in terms of like comic books. Should we just skip that ultimately?
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the Marvel Unlimited button for the app on my phone looks outstanding. But for some reason, I have not clicked it over the past week.
That's all right.
I've been reading division stats. That's about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I have a topic for this week. My topic is your most anticipated 2016 games, and I understand we're like 3 months late to this party of like most anticipated games, but now that the division's out and that's the obvious like pick that everyone's for some reason chosen, I want to know individually your most anticipated game.
I've got one.
All right, start with you.
Mine is Crackdown 3, hands down. Like the moment I saw how they're using like the cloud computing to do like whole building destruction and stuff like that, I was sold. I'm ready. You know, Crackdown is probably like one of my favorite franchises ever. It was like I remember playing the demo and being so blown away with it. Like, so I'm really excited to see what they're doing in the next generation.
Yeah, that cloud computing just looks phenomenal.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
When's that beta coming out? I want to get my hands on that.
Well, I think summer is kind of what they're saying tentatively. So they haven't really nailed it down, but we should see the multiplayer demo this summer at some point.
Dude, this E3 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
There's so much coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be insanity. We're finally into that console cycle of we got past the first 2 years of the games that were in development before the console was out or had just started to roll out. So now we're finally cracking into this this new hardware here.
Yeah. Well, and people are finally figuring out how to make it all work together and using this cloud computing sort of component of it.
Yeah, I mean, Crackdown 3 has a unique opportunity to really change the landscape of online play. Because if this works, like if it really works,
yeah,
you imagine how many different, I mean, your Just Cause games, your Grand Theft Autos will change drastically. I mean, the online functions of games will literally be changed drastically if they pull this thing off and they prove that people like it and it works consistently.
Well, and the cloud computing was a big selling point for the Xbox One, and we really haven't seen much of it outside of, you know, dedicated servers and, you know, some simple AI being run by it, right? So we haven't really seen this, you know, enhanced processing power really happening yet, and it's exciting to see it coming to fruition, to see whole buildings being destroyed and toppling into another building and doing destruction on that building. Like it's just, it looks like mayhem.
And do you want to explain what cloud computing is for anybody who's listening that doesn't know what that is?
Yeah, so what it does is that it offloads the stress of processing all these individual parts of, say, like a building collapsing where you have, you know, parts shearing off. And so with the Xbox One, they can bring in as many sort of cloud servers as they need. And so with Crackdown 3, what they're doing is basically one server is working on one whole structure as it falls and how it interacts with the other ones. And it's doing all the processing up in these servers and just basically telling your Xbox how to visually present that without having to put the strain of actually doing all these physics calculations of how much force and destruction is going to hit the next building as it topples over.
Super cool stuff.
Can you imagine someone trying to do a bench press and they got one dude on the left, one dude on the right, kind of being the spotters and like helping them with the lift.
Yeah.
That would be pretty spot on, right? Because you're still doing the push-up.
But instead of
and so the more weight on the barbell, the more people you can just call in. So the barbell's super heavy. Now you got 6 people spotting you and helping you lift it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
sweet,
kind of go-to metaphor. Yeah.
Instead of like 2 people helping, it's like 8 people. I mean, that was the selling point, right? 8 Xboxes. Worth of processing power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Nice.
If anybody who's interested in like online play, that you should keep your eye on Crackdown 3. I mean, it's going to be hard not to with them having this big of a selling point that it's
well, such a sort of tech demo too, right? And like they started showing Crackdown 3 before people even knew what it was, because they just showed it as a tech demo of what cloud computing could do. And then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it was Crackdown 3 you were looking at the whole time."
Yeah.
That definitely sounds like a next step when it comes to tech stuff, because you can learn so much from that.
Yeah.
Were you
it gives you scalability at a very, very high rate, but with a low sort of front end cost for the user, right? Like, you know, basically you're buying sort of a computing portal at this point.
It just brings me back to the old GTA days when you're like, even the GTA 5, I wish I can go through that door. I wish I can go through that window. Yeah. With something like cloud computing, every neighborhood will have that input there. And,
well, and that's the thing with Crackdown 2 is you can go in all of these buildings, you can run through the floors, you can explode floors that you
I
need
want
to
Rockstar
explore.
to have their
Like,
hands on that. That's what I'm looking forward
well,
to.
that's
Oh
you
man,
know, that's obviously the next step for GTA.
oh, I
Like,
can't wait.
yeah.
So were you a fan of Crackdown 2? I know that's kind of divisive to people that like Crackdown 2.
I did. I didn't. I thought it was sort of like Crackdown 1.5 in my opinion,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't like blown away like the first one, but I definitely, it was more of what I loved. So it's, I'll keep eating the same cake, you know.
Sure.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We all got that.
But this one, this is the next gen of Crackdowns coming. So
Yeah, this is like next level, man. This is
yeah.
big. All right,
Yep.
Rain, what are you looking forward to, man? Movies or
Man,
games
probably
or comics or whatever.
most anticipated. I've got a few. I'm let's see. Okay, Dark Souls 3,
Okay.
hands down. That's probably the one I'm most excited for, just because I have no doubt that game is going to be incredible, and it's going to be quality, have so much content. It's going to make me want to lose my mind because it's going to be so difficult in standard Dark Souls fashion. Have you guys ever played the Dark Souls games or Demon Souls?
I have not touched it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I've only played a little bit here and there because I think Demon Souls was one of the free games with gold.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not that sort of masochistic for those style of
Right.
games.
They're a very unique experience. And
Yeah.
they definitely as difficult as they can be, they never feel cheap. You know what I mean? You don't
Mhm.
feel like you died in a stupid way. You realize that you
No.
died or failed because you just suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
and that's what makes me even more angry, I think.
yeah, exactly. It's just like why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But I love those games, so I'm very excited for that. I'm also, just like everyone else, super warily hyped and anticipating No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
I really want to see what that ends up being, because if it's everything the developers are saying it's going to be, that could hands down be one of the coolest games I've ever played. But it could also be like the next. I think an apt comparison that I've heard has been, it being the next Spore. I don't know if you guys ever played Spore,
No,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
it's super,
Oh, yeah.
super hyped up to be this crazy thing, and it was cool for what it was, but it definitely sort of fell on its face when
Yeah.
it's fully revealed and people bought it, and so.
What is your opinion on the price point? Because it's $60, and this is an independent developer, which normally independents charge like 15 or $20. Sometimes 30 or 35 for other
Yeah.
games. This is 60.
Well, I don't necessarily think the idea of independent should dictate the price tag. If there's $60 worth of content, then charge $60. I think
Yeah.
there are AAA games that get released by big companies that we pay $60 just because they tell us we should.
Sure.
And,
Oh yeah.
and I would even say I love Destiny. I've put probably 100 hours into that game, if not more. But it's a hard selling point to say it was worth $60 when it came out.
Mhm.
There just wasn't a lot to it, but it was made by Bungie, and everybody loves Bungie and knows Bungie, and so we all paid it. And same thing, there are certain probably EA games or even Ubisoft or whoever, and so I think when it comes out and we really see what it is, and reviews start rolling around and people get their hands on it, I think then we'll really know if it's worth it. I hope it's worth it. For all the content they say there's going to be with randomly or procedurally generated everything, it could very well be worth $60. So I don't know. I don't want to make any like staunch judgments on it. You know what I mean? Because there's not a whole lot revealed about it.
Definitely. Oh, well put. Well put. So No Man's Sky and Dark Souls for you, huh?
Yeah, and for the RTS fans, Total War Warhammer, but that's another.
That just got delayed recently.
I know, but I'm sort of happy for that. If it lets them polish it and make it as good as it can be, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So, and it's only a month, so I think they're probably just bug fixing and stuff.
Yeah. They probably just found something critical.
Yeah.
you guys are really well versed. You know your stuff. I wish I knew what No Man's Sky was.
You don't know what?
I don't
You don't know
really?
what this, guys.
I
You
don't
need to check
know.
that out. Yeah.
I know.
I think it's going to be
YouTube.
kind of a
thing,
sleeper hit, to be honest with you.
You think
I am
so?
excited about
Yeah,
hearing these
I
titles.
I think it's kind of like it's slowly building hype, but I think like sort of the general public is sort of has no clue about it yet. But
Yeah,
I
and
think they'll do well.
But you're a
I
gamer,
can see that.
Holmes. You're a
And
gamer, man. I'm surprised you don't know what.
I
dude, have you heard of like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous?
Elite Dangerous, yes. Star
Okay,
Citizen, no.
okay, imagine. Well, what the hell? All right. Well, imagine that Elite Dangerous premise of like exploring the universe, all this, but it's got a lot different art style. I don't know how you would describe it or what you would compare it to.
Hey, I'm just
Uh,
saying I've heard of it. I haven't saying I've ever seen a screenshot or anything of it.
oh, of No Man's Sky?
Or
of,
Elite
of Elite
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Oh no, I'm telling you about No Man's Sky. So think of
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous,
Yeah, I have no
but
idea what it looks like.
I thought,
Spaceships,
oh
bro.
my god,
Spaceships, bro.
spaceships. All right, so it's like a Elite Dangerous is like a space simulator, but No
Okay.
Man's Sky is like a space exploration adventure. Holy cow! How do you say that word? Exploration
It's
and
like Dead
adventure
Space.
game.
English. English.
Not like Dead Space,
It's hard.
but
I
everything
love
is
Dead Space.
procedurally generated. There's like procedurally generated creatures, like alien like sentient alien life forms, all the planets, the entire universe. Not only that, there's freaking like alien languages that are generated, just the whole everything.
I
And
gotta
so
let me just I gotta get my pen out real quick. Hold on.
yeah, dude.
Elite Dangerous. No Man's
He's actually writing it down. I can hear it.
Sky.
And Star
ready.
Citizen, if you want to throw that one in there.
Star
What you were saying, Deej, I think
Citizen.
that he's still writing in the background. I feel like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous have definitely stolen No Man's Sky. Like No Man's Sky is sort of late to the party on that whole
Yeah,
space
true.
exploration, and so they'll really have to. It'll have to be something unique for it to garner interest in it again.
Dude.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's the art style that really kind of sets it apart. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But so I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Anybody who knows me knows that I like lasers, man. Like I'm all about it. I like lightsabers. I like lasers. I like Mass Effect. I like all that stuff. When I kind of first discovered these space exploration games and like these space flight sims, I wanted to play one right away. I didn't want to wait for Star Citizen to finish its development. I don't want to wait for No Man's Sky. I wanted to play it right now. So I went on my Xbox and I bought Elite Dangerous, and I really, really like it.
Yeah.
And I was excited for No Man's Sky when I heard about it. I still am. And definitely Star Citizen, because that is a huge undertaking. That looks amazing. I almost bought a PC just so I could play that game. I was so close. I was like, I should. That game looks amazing. I should really get one, and I still might, But it's almost like Elite Dangerous has scratched that itch, And as big of a sci-fi fan that I am, if I want to scratch that itch, I'm gonna hop on Elite Dangerous because
I'm
it's a
just gonna
well-tuned
put a
machine.
little asterisk next to this Elite Dangerous. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean it hit pretty much every note I wanted out of it, and the only thing Star Citizen has over that is the first-person shooting mechanics, maybe the multi-crew ships and the boarding and stuff like that. Like I would,
Which are they planning on adding that into Elite Dangerous? I
they
know
have it on PC. They have the landing on the planets. I think it's
Right.
called Elite Dangerous Horizons.
Yeah, and that's coming fairly soon for console, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that at all. But yeah, it's like if I want to shoot, I want to go on a spaceship and shoot at people and collect bounties and stuff. I'm just gonna hop on that.
Yeah.
And because I don't have a PC, I mean, I have a PS4. I might get No Man's Sky, but you're right. It's kind of late to the party, and it looks
And
great.
it could be incredible.
It could be. It could be really incredible. It could be worth hopping back into it. I'm excited to see where this genre is going. If Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, and No Man's Sky turn out to be great, awesome. I'll probably play all of them. But as far as excitement level goes, it's dwindled because of Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, and on that note, man, I love Elite Dangerous. Talking about the sci-fi. You know me. I'm sci-fi and fantasy nerd, but I feel like Elite Dangerous is super cool because where Star Citizen and No Man's Sky are going for that really almost hardcore sci-fi approach. You know what I mean? Like really embracing the fiction part of it. Elite Dangerous is almost very realistic sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like if
Grounded.
if we had the capabilities for this in our world, this is what it would probably look like. And so yeah, like you said, grounded.
The thing.
And,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's very enticing to me. That whole it's a space simulator. You know what I mean? And oh, dude, it's just such a pretty game. It looks so good.
Yeah,
By the
definitely.
way, if anyone needed confirmation of Caleb's love for lightsabers and whatnot, I can be witness to one night in particular of Dead Rising 3, where he's got the flashlight and he's got the, what was it? The electric whatever.
Jewels. You have to craft jewels and a flashlight, and you make a lightsaber.
Smash it together, you have a lightsaber.
I spent
it was good 42 minutes straight of just spin. That's all. Hey, we gotta save this guy over here. No. That was hilarious.
Oh,
dude. Yeah,
oh,
that was a good night. Yeah.
Can we talk about another game I'm excited to see come out?
Definitely.
No, you're not.
No, you're done. You told them one. You get two, but I only get one over here.
Well, whatever.
Can I make
because I had to explain the science behind my game.
Can I add a quick note to Elite Dangerous really quick, and then you can hit your thing?
Fine, Caleb.
The thing I just want to add one quick thing about Elite Dangerous. The thing I like about Elite Dangerous, it is the epitome of a role playing game. There's no skill tree. There's no, clear progression.
Just go do it.
You just go do it. There's like ranking up and stuff like that. But like if you want to be a bounty hunter, you go hunt bounties. If you want to be a trader, you just go trade. It's not like you have to pick a branch. You just go do what you want to do, and you can just live it, man. Like it's really cool.
I got to put on my trader pants so I get two at every vendor.
Anyway, I just wanted to add that, and I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's good.
Are there brothels?
I just want to talk about South Park Fractured But Whole. I'm really excited that they're doing a sequel to Stick of Truth.
Yeah, that was like one of your big games, man.
Oh man, that's probably one of my favorite 360 games. Like it was amazing. Just one long South Park episode, basically, that I got to like be a part of.
There's shit I really just gotta bite the bullet on. I have to get that already. For some reason, I'm always two steps away from a GameStop and I don't pick it up. Why? I don't understand. Sunset Overdrive is another one.
Is backwards compatible on the Xbox One too. So.
I know. That was the one game I was like really looking forward to. that and Red Dead. And I said as soon as it's gonna be backwards compatible, I'm gonna pick it up. And I never fucking do. I don't know why. It's probably $5-10. I don't have
just go online and buy
$15. I'm a dick.
Do it. Honestly, you will not. If you're a South Park fan, you will not be disappointed whatsoever.
So
like
funny.
you get to create yourself as a South Park character, like through the character creation.
Stick. Oh, true.
From what I understand, that South Park Stick of Truth, that was like a really tightly knit 15-hour RPG, basically, correct? Because I never played it.
Yeah, it's like a turn-based RPG battle, but you explore and you like loot and you get different costumes and it's like absolutely their humor from start to finish. Like I said, it's like basically playing a season of South Park.
Yeah, cool. And it's like the South Park characters are all playing Dungeons and Dragons, but actually physically doing it. It's so funny.
Oh yeah. Because what I always love, my favorite episodes are the ones where they're playing a game, like they're playing detective, or they're playing Lord of the Rings or whatever, So to have it in sort of a game form was so much fun, and the next one to be like the superhero one, I really can't wait.
Very nice. But when are these games coming? Definitely this year, but
2016. I think the fall is what they say for
fall
South Park.
2016.
Yeah.
And No Man's Sky.
June 6th, I believe, or June 16th, something like that.
See, that's not too bad. That's still an okay wait. Oh, my most
Dark
anticipated
Souls next
game.
Month.
Ooh, okay. You fucker. My most anticipated game's coming out next month. Yes. No, you had to go. I get it. Rain in my parade. Get it. I get it, Rain.
What are you waiting for?
The pun.
Quantum Break. is
Ooh.
coming out
Oh,
like the
nice.
5th.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have been looking at every freaking update for like 2 years since
Oh,
they
yeah.
freaking dropped that thing. I mean, it's I keep getting impressed more and more every time. And the fact that it's third person, I'm digging. But there's just so many awesome mechanics in that thing from top to bottom. I mean, it's not like you have some major power like late in the game. At least that's not the impression I'm getting. Because there's cool
Yeah.
shit right out the get go. It looks like.
Yeah.
Well, and Remedy, it'll be paced out really well. Like you'll get
Yeah.
skills as you go,
Nice.
and that they
Other Remedy
they have such a
games.
good pedigree.
Do they? Is it gonna have multiplayer? Do you know?
Don't think
I have.
so.
I was just wondering. I haven't kept
Yeah.
up with it. I've just seen
Yeah.
clips here and there, and it looks super cool. So I didn't know if they were gonna tack that on there.
No.
Definitely
Well,
looking for that.
yeah, for sure.
So for me, I have quite a bit because
Most anticipated. Most.
okay. I would say Ghost Recon. That game,
Oh.
I'm a huge fan of anything Clancy, man. You throw Clancy on the title and I'm there day one. Like it's no joke. So, but there's not been a whole lot released about that game, so I won't dwell on it. I mean, it looks like a great 4-player co-op open world, just hit a mission however you want stuff that I love so much that I'm really
kind
looking
of
forward
like
to.
Ghost Recon Far Cry.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like Rainbow Six hits the skill like the first person multiplayer, very very skill based shooter that I love.
Shooter. Mm-hmm.
The Division hits the RPG third person shooter stuff that I like, and Ghost Recon hits the I'm assuming skill based third person shooter. So they look diverse enough for me to really get into it and feel like I'm hopping into something fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks great. I mean, what can I say? Hunting down a drug cartel like in what is it, Bolivia? Like that looks awesome. But my second most anticipated game, my first one was Mass Effect, but that got delayed, which really just angers my soul.
Yeah.
But my second one is probably Doom because I played the alpha for
man.
Doom.
How to
and
completely forget about Doom? Jesus.
Like when they showed
This
that off,
is gonna be a good year for games, man.
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like Doom is coming
Asterisk.
back. Doom.
Yeah.
Like who would have
And-
thought?
No
And
doubt about
it looks like Doom.
It looks like
it's-
Doom. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, Caleb and I played the alpha, and it's that same classic, fast-paced arcade shooter stuff. Oh, it's wonderful. It's so fun.
Nice.
And not only does the multiplayer look good, during that E3 demo when they were doing like the execution stuff on the campaign, I was first of all my mind was blown at like the like this almost like the set like the level
Detail.
design, the way everything
Right.
looked, the fire and like the lava coming down, and you're like, oh man, this is
Yeah.
this is not a good situation for that dude. And
Yeah.
it looks
No.
That is quite unfortunate.
quite unfortunate for you. But it just looks like a ton of fun, and I'm really looking forward to a really really brutal first person shooter. It's gonna definitely hit that note for me. It looks like a Quentin Tarantino movie as a game. Like it just looks like just massively.
when you're
Okay, welcome back. Even though this is probably an abrupt change, we had some technical
nothing
difficulties.
happened. Why? What are you talking about, Caleb?
Skype
disaster
didn't
static
crap out on
problem.
us.
Nothing happened.
Well, to continue with our conversation, we were talking about Doom, how we were all looking forward to Doom, how good it looks, and the level design. I believe this is where we left off.
Yeah.
What excites me about Doom is the map maker that they're including with it.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Snap map, I think,
Holy
is what it's
fuck.
called.
Yeah.
I believe you can do.
super cool.
You can make survival maps, multiplayer maps.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest part of this is survival maps because I love co-op shooters. I love firefight. I love my wave-based stuff, and this looks like the culmination of a lot of different dreams that people wish they had in terms of like firefight and how they wish they could make firefight maps and stuff. This is as close as it gets. I mean, this looks great.
I really think there's a culmination to all this in terms of trends and fads and everything. But in terms of like gaming industry as a whole, I don't think there can be one aside from a map maker similar to Forge, except for campaign with programmable AI. Everything just there for you to create. And that is like the end all be all. I mean, that's when someone wants to just give something. It's like if Lucas said here, world, take Star Wars. I give it to you guys instead of selling it for 4 billion. And there'd be the video, this and that, copyright, this and that. Doesn't even matter anymore. Just imagine someone like 343 just saying, here, take Forge, take a campaign for Forge for campaign, programmable AI, and make whatever game you want from now on. That's our send off to Halo. Have fun with it, guys. Can you fucking imagine? That's the end, man. It's over. Make your own Halo games over and over, different levels. Oh man.
Yeah, that creation of maps like Forge really changed the game. I mean, I spent so much time in Forge, and being able to throw AI in the mix, like, dude, game over.
Well, and
GG.
it was the first example of like being able to share content on a console, right? Like on PC, yeah, map sharing and creation had been around for a long time, but Forge was kind of the first big one to do it in a console space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It provides so much longevity to games too. Like it's almost like just free marketing and free extra content for developers. You put a map maker in there, and then you just say, "Oh, here you go, guys. Here's some community playlists every week," and just let the community do it. It seems like a no-brainer at this point, but who am I?
Yeah. But I do have some more I want to mention because there's some huge games that we're leaving off the list, namely Gears of War.
Ooh.
Gears of War 4 is coming
daddy.
out. Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what. I
they
bring
just
that
recently started talking about that.
Yeah.
They released a bunch of information.
Game Informer's got a long article on it.
Yeah.
I was tempted to say I was going to bring that up. On the other hand, every time I play Gears of War game, I love it in the beginning, and then the violence just seeps into me because I just feel like I'm walking down the street and I got a shotgun to my back and I literally explode in chunks. And the sound is so real now. I got the surround sound hookup. It's like squishing in my ear. I'm like, I've died a million deaths. And I don't know how much more fun I could have.
Dude, that's the point of Gears of War, though.
It's like, I got a headshot. Holy shit. Now let me die 6 times before I get another one. I don't know how much I can keep with that, man.
Oh, man.
But it's a beautiful fuck. Like this Ultimate Edition that just came out. I was really going to say Gears 4 because of that. I just put in so much time with that game. I love that game. So I've gotten better at it. But I'm just saying, it's so fucking real now. And the violence is just so, like, dirty. It's gritty. It's in your face, dirty violence.
What makes me excited about this one is it looks like a horror game almost. Like watching the E3 demo is like really scary. Not like really scary in terms of like actually being afraid, but it just looks darker. It looks they're tapping into those horror roots way more than the other ones have. So I'm excited for that. They need to release more information on it, obviously, before more opinions can be made. But overall, really excited. 90% chance I'm going to get it. So,
100% chance I'm going to get it. No doubt in my mind.
I'm going to
just probably be there day one.
I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on this one, honestly.
Don't do it. Don't you dare.
Pre-order it 9 months.
Be there with me and LT day one, and maybe Deej. I don't know if he'll get into it, but with all of us.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Don't you say that? Oh yeah, Canada. Yeah.
My next one, and as of this point, I'm just going to list off games that are coming out this year because, there's a lot coming out this year that need to be mentioned. Namely, Titanfall 2. Anybody?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
This is still TBA.
I was a big fan of Titanfall.
It's still TBA 2016. So I guarantee it'll get delayed.
Then I cannot anticipate.
Guaranteed it's Q1 2017.
Yep.
I will not anticipate for a TBA game.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Titanfall, I really liked. I put a lot of time into Titanfall. It needed a campaign. It needed some story to it because I thought the world that they set up, some of the lore that they set up, seemed really interesting, and I really wanted to play an actual campaign. And I'm excited that this one finally has one. And the multiplayer was tight. Like it was really fun to hop on a mech and just shoot dudes left and right with rocket silos and being able to like adjust your AI voice to sound like a just robot death machine was my favorite part of that game.
Yeah. Well, what I liked was the balance between the Titans and just being on foot, that you never felt like you weren't without options, at least, right? Like, you couldn't necessarily go toe to toe with a Titan, unless you're really quick and smart about it. But you didn't feel completely outgunned either. Like, you're like, I could go run and hide and I'm going to be okay. Like, it didn't feel like you're just a bug being squished by Titans.
Definitely.
Right.
Like, you could be competitive. You could hit them, but I mean, obviously you couldn't go head on, but still had a chance.
But even with the rodeo, right? That gave you an option to go close with them. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Right.
Yep. What about H1Z1? Anyone following that?
A little bit.
I have no idea what that is.
I'm not that excited for it.
Zombie style. They recently split it up. I heard that it'll be just PvE and then PvP games separately.
Because all anyone did was played the Battle Royale stuff on it. So
they're splitting that up. I mean, I know they're probably going to do a bundle for 60 or whatever, but I think it looks interesting, especially for a console game. That no one's really done that at a console, like that open world DayZ-esque like zombie survival stuff. So I might get it. I mean, it's definitely piqued my interest. I do not like how they split it up. Just sell it as a big thing. I don't know. It's there's probably some good that can come of it. Maybe someone doesn't want the open world aspect and they just want Battle Royale and they can get it for cheaper. I mean, definitely a valid option, but it just feels like they're trying to milk me for money at this point. What about Halo Wars 2? Anybody interested in Halo Wars?
Oh yes. So definitely excited.
I really like the first one. I like how they revived it after that studio closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ensemble there.
Ensemble. Who's the new one that is making it? Does
anybody know? They did. They're the Total War people.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but yeah, they've got good RTS
creative
pedigree.
assembly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. So it's in good hands, that's for sure.
Yeah, that little 5-10 second teaser really was pretty brutal, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any addition to the Halo universe is welcome in my book.
Yeah, well, and I think it was such not a surprise hit, but I think it was a bigger hit than they were expecting it to be, and more of like a cult hit than they were expecting. And so when the studio closed, everybody was really upset. And so I'm glad to see that they're bringing it back and hopefully taking the time to really do it well and not just be like a Halo Wars 1.5.
Right.
Yeah.
I was surprised with myself for not really getting into it because for some reason, after playing StarCraft, I imagined that there wasn't going to be a better style game than that. And when Halo Wars came out, I was thinking console, especially because that type of game to me is mouse and keyboard. And if you're playing that type of the point of view and everything, looking down, it just reminded me so much like StarCraft. I initially just said no, and I never really got into it. I might have played the demo and thought, yeah, okay. But if you're telling me that it's up there, because you all sound excited about it, then I will give it another shot.
Well, they are adding PC.
Your backlog's getting big here.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's already, dude. My backlog is
added to the list.
Wars.
But to hit that point about you saying this looks like a keyboard game, they are adding keyboard mouse support for Xbox One. I don't know when, but
shiver my timbers.
Yeah.
Well, and a big exciting news today is that Xbox is allowing cross-network play with even like PS4, and so we could easily see like Xbox, PC, Halo Wars.
Oh yeah.
Online battles maybe. I'd love to see like a multiplayer component.
Yeah, definitely. I believe the wording on the article was, they said ability for cross-network play to PC and other network like platforms.
Yeah.
So I don't think they explicitly
they explicitly said PS4, but it also has to be allowed on the Sony's end, right? So it's
good lord.
It's not automatic for developers, but it's it's definitely coming down the pipe. So
yeah.
Global championships.
So okay, let's hit another game here. I have one that I've kept my eye on. Although I didn't play through the first game or the last game, is Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Did anybody play Human Revolution?
I haven't. I just haven't played it.
I played partway through. It was kind of one that I put down at one point and just never picked up. I really enjoyed it. Like it was really challenging. The boss fights were really intricate and but it looks amazing. The new one, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm curious to see where it's gonna go. But
right.
Yeah.
I have 2 follow-ups.
Sure.
And one of them is mostly because I'm more excited for other people's excitement. Because I've never played the game, but I know how big of a deal it is. And I think that might have been your next one, Caleb. Does it start with an F?
No, what are you referring to?
An F.
I had to be clear.
I'm not...
Final Fantasy remake.
Yeah, Final
is
Fantasy
coming out.
See, this is gonna lose a lot of viewers right now.
Oh no! Stop right there.
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them, 2 of which probably my parents, the other one my brother. I never played Final Fantasy. I don't know.
Yeah, neither have I.
It wasn't like I didn't want to. I just never had the console to. Or not that I didn't have the console. I never really had the exposure to it like I did other games for me to.
See, I grew up on Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
That's for sure.
So, like with this remake, it looks like it's a pretty big overhaul, correct?
Oh man, I'm sorry I was distracted for a second. I was looking for a clip on YouTube that specifically just had someone screaming "Fuck you!" What the fuck? Or "You piece of shit!" And I can't freaking find one. And the time
I got the
is so off
message.
now. So
I get the message though.
But you know what? I was doing it for myself as well because I too have never played 1 second of any Final Fantasy game ever.
Oh really? Jeez.
Oh man. And we are the worst.
I feel like my smirk is frowning right now.
I've fallen off in years. I haven't played the last few editions. That's for sure. They kind of lost me, but yeah, no.
Well, with big titles this year, should I mention Call of Duty? Is that even? Yeah, I figured no one here really was into that. I've lost interest over the years.
Call of Repeat. Yeah.
Mirror's Edge. Is that the name?
Catalyst.
The runner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm more looking forward to that sequel and playing the original because they're probably gonna have a bundle.
Yeah.
That new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Platinum Games there looks really interesting.
Yeah, I love these 4-player like co-op games.
Yeah.
And that's like the perfect platform to do it on is TMNT. So that should be a lot of fun, man. I'll be Leonardo. Someone else can be Raphael. I don't care.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, definitely.
Splinter.
How about the rumors of World War I Battlefield?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit this one. hard. So
coming in hot.
I'm coming in hot. Get out of my way.
Clear the runway.
Battlefield is. Are you lighting a cigarette right now?
I'm doing it for you, homie. You holding it up? I'm just lighting it, bro.
Oh my god!
I'm about to drop like a bomb,
hear it in
dude.
the background.
He's gonna hit that shit hard, man. I'm just giving you a hand, bro.
Battlefield World War I is gonna be, if it's World War I, would be so monumental to first person shooters.
Oh yeah.
Because we've left World War II. Unfortunately, we've gone in a sci-fi direction. You got jetpacks and stuff, man. I'm like, as much as I like sci-fi, get jetpacks out of my first person shooters. Like I'm kind of done with it. But World War I or World War II Battlefield game, dude, I'm GG games. Like it's over.
GG games.
GG, man. Like because Battlefield is like one of my favorite franchises. Battlefield 3 was like I spent so much time on 3, spent a lot of time on 4, and Hardline a little bit.
Bad Company 2.
Bad Company 2.
Yes.
Like I mean, 1943 was like I had a lot of fun with that on PS3, like that little $15 multiplayer.
Yeah, Wake Island.
Island, man. Like I'm all about me some Wake Island. Get me on that island. Like it's Battlefield 5 is it's kind of, obviously we don't know the official setting of it right now. But if they do decide to go with World War One, that shows that developer has some guts, and they're willing to take some risks to bring something fresh to the table.
Yeah.
Because a game aside from like Valiant Hearts hasn't really touched on the World War One time period like at all. It's just it doesn't exist in games. Like it is it's one of the spots that if they hit it right could just turn the tide of these jetpacking sci-fi first-person shooters. Like,
I've played my fair share of these types of games, and for some reason, I always get that weird feeling, like when I'm 80 years old or something. My grandkid, hey, Grandpa, can you get me September 11th, 2001, the sequel? It's gonna be so bloody. It's gonna be like you're there. I wanna.
September 11th.
That wasn't
I'm
a
like,
war
excuse
though. That
me?
was like,
Wait a minute, hold on. Okay,
The
let's switch it up
sequel.
then. Hey, Grandpa, can you get me the 9th of November of 2012 when we bombed a school of children overseas? It's gonna be so real. Come on now, it's like a little. Don't you get that sneaking suspicion your kid's gonna be like, hey,
no,
remember? No,
because those were events. Those weren't like September 11th, dude. Like,
dude, all these
Oh
events
my
going
God.
down in World War II and World War One. You're saying that hasn't happened? What are you talking about?
I'm saying, okay, first of all, how would a first-person shooter work
Oh man.
in that situation?
The same. It would be the same. You know, it would be the same as that
Don't get drawn into his crazy logic. Right?
I'm jumping ship.
Don't
go down
question
this
him.
rabbit hole.
There'll be a flight simulator, and it's like,
Oh
oh,
my
I gotta,
God.
Oh
I
my
gotta-
God. Oh
yeah.
my God.
What the fuck, kid?
All of our viewers are
Stop,
gone.
stop,
They're all
yeah.
gone. You've got a 5-minute ban, LT.
We now have more people protesting this podcast than actually listening to it.
Think
That's
about
great.
what you've done.
Yeah,
Think about what the developers would do, reminding all these old people. It's like, yeah, you're a video game now. You see that dead body in the sand? That was your brother. Remember him? Look how many times you can shoot him now, and the blood still comes out. What's wrong with these people?
You're off your rocker.
Just saying,
You're
I've
gone.
had my fair share of fun with war games, but there's that weird feeling in the pit of your stomach that says, "What? That's really disrespectful." Jesus.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, but like the
Well,
approach, dude.
yeah,
You just didn't stick the landing, man.
yeah.
Like, okay, to somewhat align myself with what you're saying. I see what you're saying about disrespecting history.
Yeah.
But like that was
and that's why World War II is such an easy, sort of theater to use as video games, because it was easy to vilify the Nazis and Hitler, right? To make them like okay to shoot. It's okay to shoot some Nazis, right? Like, so I think going back to World War One, kind of, it's not as clear cut, shooting the enemy in the same way.
Yeah, no, it's like for like the current stuff, Medal of Honor from 2010, I want to say, actually used like the word Taliban in like their game when you shot at guys, and people didn't really like that. I didn't mind so much. Granted, I'm not connected to the like personally with like family or friends or anything to the war, but I understand that was a kind of a soft spot for people now. So but like World War One is so long ago, and that was such a clear like because the wars now aren't even, it's not country versus country. It's it's like these guerrilla groups and stuff like that. So having, like you said, shooting Nazis, that's gone on in video games since they started making video games. Like it's not a big deal to do that, but to say that in 10, 20, 30 years that they're going to make a game about September 11th, like I don't know, bro. Like that's a little it's a little much.
But
Who
you
knows?
never know.
Well, how is that different from this massive thing like D-Day that they always have in games? Like that is the same thing, is it not? Just a bunch of people dying, an actual event that happened on a day of something. I mean, it's a big deal in history.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think before we ever see that in any kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's been in media before, in like movie. Oh, shit, they made a movie about it, right? But I
Yeah.
think before it's ever in, it'll be a long time before it ever gets into a video game. And I don't know if it would even be completely based around it, but just a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I could see because some games tend to tackle pretty difficult topics, like suicide was in a recent video game. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for a video game that's pretty big, in a long time, possibly I could see them incorporating September 11th in a storytelling perspective, not from a gameplay. I can't see them tackling it gameplay wise. Like that's for
You know,
for a title to do that, man. Like
Yeah.
that's
as much as we just crapped on LT for that, that is an interesting topic though, because
Yeah.
I remember even growing up, uh, there was like a surge of games based in Vietnam,
That's yeah, yeah.
and I remember I thought they were cool. You know what I mean? Because they're shooter games, whatever. But I remember my parents seeing them and just being like appalled, like you can't do that. Like
Yeah.
That's kind of
that
the
was like
point
a
I was about
sacred
to
time
raise.
of like
Is that
yeah, like it was almost insulting to that generation that we would ever make a game about it.
and I think that was mostly the point I was trying to make in terms of the longevity, the lengthening of the time
Right,
between the
yeah,
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
Because I would never think of playing. My dad went to Vietnam. I would never think of playing a game featured in Vietnam in front of him. But World War II, World War One, that's a good while away, and it kind of just diminishes with time. I don't know if I say diminishes, but
well,
lessens the
you
impact
weren't
of
you weren't there for it. You know what I mean? And like even with you with Vietnam, there's probably that more personal connection because you know someone. You know what I mean? But like World War II, we don't know any of those people, and that's not to diminish like what they did
The
at all.
suffering. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so much easier to just
Yeah.
it almost becomes fiction in your mind. Like there's
Yeah.
no way this could have really happened.
There's
Whereas
so much distance between you and the event that it's
yeah,
hard to
exactly.
connect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think even with say 9/11, right? Kids growing up now, they have no
Mm.
clue. I
Mm.
remember being in
Yep.
school and my parents taking me out because they were so afraid.
Yeah.
And but for kids growing up now, they have no clue what 9/11 was. They know that we got attacked, but that doesn't mean anything to
Hmm.
them
Hmm.
because they
Yeah,
just
good
don't
point.
experience it or can't remember it.
Well, and
So
that's kind of the art form of video games is that you can craft these experiences where you have an emotional connection with an event that either never existed, like in some fictional world, or is
yeah,
a retelling of a World War One event, or something like that. Like
right.
we've all had that moment, when one of the characters goes down finally, and you're like, "What? No,
Yeah, yeah,
this can't happen."
yeah.
no
Man.
wow. This has made me think a little bit about storytelling in games because as far as real life events go, like you
Hmm.
said, kids now aren't really growing up with maybe the full understanding of what actually happened on that day,
Yeah.
and that's really bad. And maybe in the form of a game, you could accurately depict what happened without
Hmm.
glorifying it, without maybe
Mm.
explicitly um, making it something that it's not, and
Well, imagine
in a respectful
like
way.
a
Out of
D-Day
respect.
simulator for like virtual reality, right? Like,
Yeah. Well,
you
with
know.
nowadays, I think it's if you did it in a respectful way, and
Hmm.
and games are a legitimate art form
Hmm.
because they're a legitimate art platform, they're a legitimate gameplay platform, they're a legitimate storytelling platform,
Platform, yeah.
and you get a developer like Naughty Dog or something like that who really masters storytelling, or like Telltale or something like that, and you educate, not in the traditional sense, but in the way of just saying, hey, like this actually happened. This wasn't like a
Mm.
fun event,
Yeah.
you know.
So this seems like the race for the race for the title. It's like, is there going? Because we got to remember the reality of today. We've had a video game not too long ago come out. The terrorists walking slowly through the airport,
Yeah.
massacring the whole
Yeah.
fucking thing and not blinking.
Yep.
And if they can go ahead and do that, you wonder, it's like, is someone going to actually go ahead and do it like a Telltale and show the story and not glorify it or is it gonna be that next big shock scene in a giant video game?
But
Right.
with that event in Modern Warfare 2, that was an airport with a terrorist. This is 9/11. This is something that happened. That is a fictional piece. That from what I understand and from what I remember, that wasn't like a specific airport.
Yeah.
That's not an actual event that happened. Four Guys did not walk into an airport with like LMGs with like unlimited ammo. This is that wasn't an actual event, and
Yeah.
so that might be easier to get away with, obviously, because they did. But with specific events or
I was just talking
wars-
about the brutality in general.
Right. No,
It's
I know
really
what you're saying.
raw and up close, and
I just wanted to
And
mention
you
that.
yeah, and like in that you were like murdering innocents. Like I think that was
exactly.
a big deal in that.
Yeah.
No,
Well, you mentioned Valiant Hearts earlier.
Yeah.
That's
a
an
great
example of taking something very emotional and actually not turning it into a fun mini game, but actually taking that emotional weight and telling a story through gameplay.
Yeah.
right.
But I do not think they'll make a flight simulator. That is preposterous. That makes zero sense. But
Yeah. That's
think
the
someone
first
did that
idea
already
they scratch
online.
off the list when they're brainstorming this.
They don't even finish writing it down. They're like,
Yeah.
no.
Pretty sure some punk kid already has that online somewhere.
The one guy who suggested it just fired on the spot.
Yeah. Like, wait, back up. What did you say? So I want to end on a lighter note.
Yeah.
No, that was a good conversation though.
No, yeah,
I enjoyed that. It's good that we can try to respectfully talk about that stuff because it's real possibilities. But
Well, it's the issues that are opening up as video games grow, right? And the technology
and as they
around
get
it, right?
recognized as an art form too, because in the past it's not art, it's just a game. But sorry, Caleb, what were you saying?
Anyway, sorry, we're trying to wrap up here.
No, it's important. No, I was basically gonna say the same thing, that it's a conversation that should be coming up because games are getting older. The technology is allowing for a lot of different possibilities in terms of storytelling and visuals, especially because games are such a visually heavy platform medium. It's something that needs to be talked about. So
Definitely.
But I wanted to mention Uncharted 4 looks pretty cool, and Fallout 4 DLC looks pretty cool.
Yep. A week tomorrow, the first DLC hits for Fallout 4.
Oh boy!
Nice.
Oh boy!
Make your own robot.
I'm 100% not going to get it because I still haven't finished the main game. The game, dude, like I just walked around and I had a lot of fun doing that, but I didn't like want to finish the story or anything like that. I didn't get too deep into it like some people do, like with the crafting and the base building and stuff like that. Like, it looked like a lot of fun, but not really my cup of tea there.
Right. Well, maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, I just want to end by saying thank you guys for sticking through this little bit extended podcast, and I apologize for the technical difficulties. This has been episode 3 of Smirk Network. Anyone else?
Right.
Anyone else got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
You never apologize for the technical difficulties.
Okay. Yeah, I take that back. Deal with it. Because you're going to listen to it anyway.
Yeah. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Courtesy of Masters of the Universe.
The end.
Later. See you next week.